Hey everyone, today, I'm going to talk about an amazing book I just finished reading called The Life Impossible by Matt Haig. If you've ever felt lost or stuck, or if you've ever wanted a second chance at life, then this story will definitely touch your heart. It's a book that's full of emotions, hope, and a little bit of magic, and I can't wait to share it with you. What's the story about? The story is about Grace Winters, a 72-year-old retired math teacher. She's had a really tough life. She lost her husband and her young son, and because of that, she's been living a very quiet and sad life. Grace is lonely and feels like her life doesn't have much meaning anymore. She just goes through the motions every day without really enjoying anything. But then, something unexpected happens. She receives a letter saying that an old friend, who she hasn't spoken to in years, has left her a house in Ibiza, a beautiful island in Spain. Surprising, right? Grace doesn't really understand why she was left this house, but she decides to go to Ibiza and check it out. And this is where her incredible adventure begins. What happens in Ibiza? When Grace arrives in Ibiza, she finds out that the house is not just any regular house, it's connected to a mystery. Her friend, who left her the house, had died under strange circumstances, and Grace starts digging for answers. As she explores the island, she meets new people, some of whom are really interesting and a little mysterious themselves. Like Alberto, a diving instructor who plays a big part in her journey, the island of Ibiza is also described in such a beautiful way in this book. It's sunny, colorful, and full of life. But at the same time, it holds secrets. There's a magical feeling to everything around Grace, from the plants in her garden to the ocean, and even to the people she meets. As she tries to solve the mystery of her friend's death, she also starts to rediscover herself and finds a new meaning to her life. It's like the island is slowly bringing her back to life. The main character, Grace is such a relatable character. Even though she's 72 years old, her feelings of grief, sadness, and loneliness are something anyone can understand, no matter their age. At first, she doesn't believe she can be happy again or have an exciting life. But as she spends more time in Ibiza, she learns that it's never too late to start over, to heal, and to live fully again. Watching Grace's transformation throughout the book is both heartwarming and inspiring. The big themes, hope, healing, and second chances, at its core, The Life Impossible is a book about second chances. It's about realizing that even when life seems impossible, there's always hope. Grace teaches us that no matter how old you are or how much pain you've been through, you can still find joy, love, and purpose. The book also talks a lot about the environment and nature, showing us how important it is to take care of the world around us, just as we need to take care of ourselves. The message of the book is simple but powerful. Life is hard sometimes, but it's also full of beauty, and we should never give up on ourselves. What I loved most about this book is how Matt Haig blends reality with a touch of magic. The way he describes Ibiza makes you feel like you're really there, feeling the warm sun, tasting fresh fruit, and smelling the salty ocean air. The story is uplifting and filled with moments that will make you smile, cry, and think deeply about your own life. It's the kind of book that stays with you long after you've finished it. Grace's journey from sadness to rediscovering happiness is something I think everyone can connect with. And even though there's a bit of fantasy and mystery in the story, the emotions and experiences are very real and very human. What could be improved or critiqued? As much as I loved the book, there are a few things that might not work for every reader. One of the main critiques I have is the pacing. The first half of the book is slow as Grace adjusts to her new life in Ibiza. Some readers might find it drags a little, especially if you're eager to get to the more exciting or magical parts of the story. Once the mystery and fantasy elements kick in, the pace picks up, but it can take a while to get there. Another thing that might throw some people off is the shift from reality to fantasy. The book starts out feeling like a very real, emotional journey, but as it goes on, there are elements of magical realism that come into play, things like psychic powers, visions, and mysterious events. While this adds a unique and magical touch to the story, some readers who prefer more grounded, realistic stories might find this shift a bit unexpected or hard to connect with. Additionally, there are moments where the environmental message in the book feels a bit heavy-handed. The focus on protecting Ibiza's natural beauty is important, but at times, it feels like the message is a bit too obvious and could have been woven more subtly into the story. This might not bother everyone, but if you're looking for a more balanced approach to the themes, this is something to keep in mind. The ending, I won't spoil the ending for you, but let me just say that by the time you finish this book, you'll feel like you've been on a journey with Grace. It's a beautiful, emotional, and hopeful journey, and it leaves you with the feeling that maybe, just maybe, impossible things can become possible if we open our hearts and minds. Final thoughts: The Life Impossible is a book for anyone who needs a little reminder that life is worth living, no matter how hard things get. It's about healing, love, friendship, and finding the courage to move forward. Matt Haig has done an amazing job creating a story that is both magical and deeply real. That being said, if you're someone who prefers fast-paced books or more realistic stories without any magical elements, this might not be the perfect fit for you. But if you're open to a bit of wonder and magic mixed in with a touching, human story, then you'll love this book as much as I did. How to get the book: If you're interested in reading The Life Impossible, you can get your copy by clicking the link in the description below. Trust me, it's a book you won't want to miss. Thanks for listening, and happy reading.